What's up, my friends? It is Mr. Gallows, of course, and you know, before we start this video today, I just briefly want to say, Go Patriots! Woo! So guys, welcome back to another Fresh from the Theater reaction, and today I just returned from seeing Glass, finally, and I was so excited to see this movie. So walking out of the theater, what is my initial reaction? Well, yeah, I mean, whew, where, wow, when, at what point, this is a film. This is a film right here, guys. Now, I will say I probably enjoyed this film more than most people did. I found it to be brilliant in certain sections and not in others, but unfortunately, for this particular review and this particular movie, this is one of those films where I can't really talk about the movie that much, like, at all. Like, to go into any amount of detail when talking about this movie could potentially be ruining it for you guys, so I really can't talk about it that much for that specific reason, but what I can do is tell you guys what I really enjoyed about this film and where the film really fell apart. Now, rest assured, guys, this film is odd. Let me just begin by saying that. This film is really, really odd, but the thing about it is, it's brilliant in its own right. It really is, because essentially what it does is, it recreates superhero movies, kind of, in a way, because, you know, today's superhero movies, they're all about action and war sequences and, you know, bright colors and shiny objects being dangled in front of you. This film really doesn't have a lot of that. I mean, it has great action sequences and great performances, right? But where it really shined for me was that this film is more exposition and dialogue. It's more like the explanation of like superheroes and villains, and it's really, really fascinating to listen to. And yes, that can be boring at times, right? I know a lot of people will find that boring, but I really found it fascinating. But unfortunately, that brings me to my main issue of the movie, which is I really don't think that a lot of people are going to take to this film for that reason. Because this film is very subdued, this film is very tame, and subtlety is not really M. Night Shyamalan's strong suit. You know, all of his films are so imaginative and so crazy, and there's so much going on, right? And with this movie, it almost feels like M. Night Shyamalan making a regular film, right? Like a basic kind of safe regular film, and I don't like that. Like, I like when M. Night Shyamalan goes way outside the box and really kind of sticks with only his pure imagination. This film is way more tame, and it's too subtle for M. Night Shyamalan, and that kind of makes the movie crumble a little bit. So guys, that means for an overall score, I'm going to go with an above decent score, that's what I'll call it, of 65%. Yeah guys, 65% is what I've got for this one, and it's all I've got. You know, that's honestly kind of a disappointing score for me. I was planning on doing a skit for this movie, but I didn't know that I was going to be scoring it in the 60th, the 60 percentiles here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I usually do skits for, you know, movies that are only like 80% or over. That's like my new thing now, but for this one, unfortunately, I just can't do a skit for it because there's so much about it that I didn't like. So 65% is all I've got. But look, guys, you know, something that you got to understand about this movie is that the acting is phenomenal, the directing is phenomenal, the overall execution of the movie is done fairly well, but it just feels too much like M. Night Shyamalan is outside of his element here, and that made me kind of outside of my element, so for that reason I can only give it a basically decent score. Well, my friends, that's going to do it for this Fresh from the Theater reaction to Glass. Oh my goodness, this film. But now it's time for you guys to leave all of your thoughts, opinions, and your scores, of course, down below in the Great White Void. And as always, until next we meet, take care, and I'll see you guys back here for the next Fresh from the Theater review very, very soon. What? Superheroes are real. Superheroes are real. They're real. Superheroes are real. They're real. I can fly. I can fly. Ah! Ah! Oh God! Oh God!